everyone, I'm Brandy from Wake Up Beautiful in Orange County, California. And today I want us to talk about something that makes a lot of people nervous, dermal fillers. Because if you spent any time online, you've probably seen faces that look overfilled, puffy, or unnatural. And it makes people wonder, is that what filler does? The truth is that good filler should never be obvious. So today I'm going to share the truth about dermal fillers, why some results look absolutely amazing and why some don't, and what you should know before ever letting someone inject your face. Today we're going to talk about why dermal fillers have gotten a bit of a bad reputation over the last few years. Honestly, I get it. I understand it. We've all seen those celebrity photos where the faces look puffy, distorted, or heard about the dreaded pillow face. And people just assume that that's actually what filler does, and who wants that? But the truth is that is not filler done well. When fillers are done correctly, people don't look at you and think you had filler. They just think you look amazing. They think you look refreshed. They think you look like 10 years less than your age, not older. That's the goal. What dermal fillers are designed to do is actually restore volume that we're naturally losing with age. So none of us like this, I get it, but filler done well will help us to circumvent the results of losing our collagen, our bone density, the fat pads that support the face. And that volume loss is what creates those hollow cheeks or the deeper smile lines or the dreaded smoker lines around the mouth or even sagging around the jawline. Fillers simply help replace some of the lost support. I think it's good to think of it when fillers done well is less like adding volume and more like restoring structure that was lost. So now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why do some people end up looking so weird and overfilled? So there's three things. Number one is too much filler. Sometimes the issue is simply just over injecting. More is not better. I tell people that oftentimes when people look very overfilled, they actually wanted that. I mean, you have to spend a lot of money, you have to get a lot of injection in order to end up looking like that. The face has natural proportions. If there's too much filler, it looks puffy instead of youthful. The second is poor placement. Where you put that filler is very important. And in fact, I did another video on why it's less important about the product you're using and more important about the injector. So we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But poor placement is one of the reasons why filler can look so bad. We have to have a strategic placement that lifts the face, it supports the cheek structure, it softens the lines. But poor placement can actually make the face look puffy, wide, distorted, none of the things that we want. Okay, number three is treating the wrong area. Sometimes the real issue isn't the volume, the problem is that our skin has become lax. And so what I always like to say is that filler is a wonderful tool if you need volume replaced, right? But if you don't, then there's so many other wonderful tools in our tool belt and it shouldn't be treated like it's the only tool. So you might actually need treatments that stimulate your collagen or tighten the skin instead. Again, to recap, beautiful filler is supposed to make us look refreshed, youthful. It's supposed to restore volume that's lost. It's supposed to soften any shadows. It's supposed to be like almost like getting a little filter put on our face. And people should see you and go, you look amazing. In fact, one of the biggest compliments I ever get myself while here in the clinic or I hear our patients get is like, you look amazing. What have you been doing? Did you get some new skincare? And I love to be able to share with them what it is that I've done. And that means that the treatments are working. In fact, I always tell everyone here at Wake Up Beautiful, I use all of our own treatments and I do it on purpose so that you can actually see it here on my face. And I can tell you from real world experience what's working and what's not. So going back to my first video, and I'm gonna link it here, this is the most important takeaway that I'd like for you to have. Your results are going to depend far more on the injector than the actual brand or type of the filler. As long as you're using an FDA approved filler, you have to think of those fillers like tools in a tool belt. They come with different consistencies for a reason because they're supposed to be injected different places. If you're replacing the volume in your cheeks, it's going to be a very different product than if we wanted to chase these little lines that form above our lip. So a great injector is going to understand your facial anatomy and what beautiful facial balance looks like. They're also going to know when to say no. Here in our clinic, the injectors, sometimes, people come in and they want to get more filler in their lips because they feel like they're a little uneven, and they'll be first to tell them, maybe that's not what you need. Maybe we actually need to dissolve some of this filler that's migrated outside of the lip, for instance. But the point is that a good injector's goal is to give you the refreshed, beautiful version of yourself. Okay, so let's look at when filler is the right choice for you. Fillers are absolutely wonderful at restoring cheek support. So a lot of people in this day and age using the different Ozempic and GLP-1s have lost a lot of volume. Cheek fillers can be amazing to restore support and kind of lift everything up. Also softening your smile lines. I already talked about the little lines that form around the mouth from being so dynamic. Filler can be amazing for that. There's one filler that we call a magic eraser, and it really does that. It can also enhance your lips beautifully, and it can give you that very feminine and youthful look. And it can also balance your facial proportions. When we are able to restore the volume that's lost through aging, it can be absolutely gorgeous. Keep in mind, filler is not the only tool that we have, and filler should always be part of a larger plan that incorporates all kinds of things like collagen stimulation, skin tightening, and great medical grade skincare. It's never just about one syringe. So the truth about dermal fillers is this: when they're done correctly, they should look completely natural, they should be beautiful, and no one should be noticing the filler in your face. If you ever find yourself here in Orange County, I would absolutely love to meet you here at Wake Up Beautiful. And if this video helped you understand dermal fillers a little bit better, make sure you subscribe, because my goal is to be your super connected girlfriend in the aesthetic space to help you navigate what works, what doesn't, and make some informed choices for yourself. All right, until next time, stay beautiful.